Good day, everyone. My name is Takuga Honey Benda, and today I'm going to be walking you through a project that was assigned to me for a Java internship program. And for today's task, I'm going to be building a mini student management system, CLI application. And so basic features of this application is to add students, to view students, to delete students, to search for students by ID. Yep, that's about it. And so I'm going to take you through the structure, the core file of this application. So the first uh, class we'll look at is the student class. Okay. And so for this class, we have serializable for handling our data, saving our data to the file using serializable. So the name of the class I have here is called student, and this class implements serializable. So I have some data fields for this class, and data fields are the name of the student, the age of the student, the marks of the student. Those are the data fields. And also I have constructor method. I have a constructor method in this class and getter and setters methods. So lastly, I have what to string method, and is there for converting all of my inputs to string. So that's about the student far. And then I have also the student manager, another class called student manager. And we'll look at it in a moment. So the student manager, um, the student manager class, okay. So student manager class, all right. So yes, a student manager class, we have our class file. And so for the student manager, we import the following: the Java input output, file input stream, since we're going to be importing. So file output stream for displaying, object input stream, object output stream, basically the serializable for serializable, and the array list, okay, to store our students. So that's the inputs package that we're going to use. And then this is our class called student manager. And so we have an array called students. And so we have the file name, what is student data will be stored. So it's called file name. It's a private static finder variable. And we also have our methods, smaller methods. We have the add student method. And this add student method basically is for adding students. Let's take a look at what it's about. So the add student method would basically just add students, okay? So as you can see, we have called the add method for arrays, okay? So that's student dot add, and we pass in what the parameters for this add student method. So that's for the add, and then we have the duplicate to check whether there's a duplicate. Or probably let's move on to view student. So view student, we have a loop that will loop through the entire array, and it print out everything in the array. That's for view students, right? Then after that, we have search student by ID. So these are the major functions. So to search student by ID, we have another loop, a for loop that loop through the array, and we test to say that if the ID is equals to the ID, then if the ID that is we're inputting is equals to an ID that is already stored, then we should return that student. All right. So that's about the search ID student, and then we have the update student. So to update student, we have the following parameters in our method, and we have an instance of the student, and so we do a test. So if a student is not null, okay, that's the student ID. If it's not null, then we should, okay, we should set the age, we should set the marks. So that is possible because of the get the setter methods, okay? So we have return true to indicate that it has been successfully updated. So if the if it's null, then officer student has not been found. Okay, so then delete student. For deleted students, we have also created an instance of the object. So and we'll do a test to check whether it's null. If it's not null, rather. If it's not null, then we'll remove it. And then after remove it, using the remove method for the array. So students that remove, and we print out the message to delete student successfully, else student had not been found. And so that's for delete students, and we have the sort by name. So sort by name, basically we for the array students, the sort, we are sorting by what? We're sorting by the student name. So we use the get name method, the getter methods, and then we compare it to the S2. So these are two different variables that we have assigned. And so we compare S1 dot get name to S2 the get name. Okay. So we print out that the name have been sorted A to Z. Okay, so after doing that, we call the view student method to view the sorted list. So then we sort by marks. Okay, so the same thing, we only need to call the get marks to make this work. Okay, then view students method as well. So these are the major methods of this class, and we have load and save. Load and save basically is for saving a particular student has been added. So for this load from far, firstly we have a class called far, and then there's an object, and then we say far is equal to new far, put the name of the file there, and then we have a test that says if the far exists, then this exception should be tried. But if not, then there should be a catch that shows an error that there's an error loading the file. Okay, and we'll print that error message. Okay, so well, if that's not if this test case, if this file does not exist, then it means that the file does not exist using the else block of the code. So that's for the load file. And then the last method is okay, that's about it. That's about it. So that's for student manager. So the methods that we use in this class. And then we saw a student already. So now the next one is the main method. So the main method, as we can see, here's the main method where the entire code starts to run. So for our main method, we have input scanner class for inputting data into the program. We have our main method class, our main class rather, and then we have our main method. We have our the manager to manage a student. So as you can see here, so we have a scanner. It's called SC, and so this manager we are going to load from far using the load from far the load from far method. So we have manager that load from far, okay, to load the existing data. That's what this is for, okay. Then after that, after loading the existing data, we have a test condition, a loop to test. Basically, this it's for the CLI. So we have different cases. We have case 1, case 2, case 3, and these cases are for different purposes. All right. So for case 1, this is for adding students. All right, where you have to enter the ID, the name, the age, the marks. So as you can see here, initially they are all 0, the ID is 0, the name is empty string, the age is 0, the mark is 0. Okay, so we have to test, okay, what are the inputs that we're about to input is they are valid. Okay, so firstly is false, it's set to false, and we have a try block that's going to try to ensure that it's valid, right? So if it's valid, then obviously we have the scanner class will accept whatever has been inputted. So that's for the first case. The next case that we have to deal with is the view all student case. So we're just going to use the manager and then the view student method that was created in the student manager class. The next one we'll have is case 3, which is what? Search for students. So we enter the ID message. So search ID is equal to whatever that was imported. And so the student class have we have a manager here, student manager. So student manager to search student by ID method, and then we pass to that method this argument, which is search ID. Okay, what I'll input it. So if it's found, then if the found student is not null, it means that we should print that student being found. Well, if it does not, then no student found with that ID. That's about case 3. Case 4 is to update student detail. So to update the student detail, what we have to do to print a message for the user to enter the ID to update. Enter the name, the age, and marks as well. And we have an update name variable here that also takes in another input. And this for the age, this for the ID, this for the marks. And we update status by what? Calling the manager, manager.updateStudent method. And we pass in these various parameters. So if the update status, then definitely we should print out it has been successfully updated. So case 5 is to delete. And delete is about removing students. So the variable is called delete ID is equal to sc the next int. Well, we have a variable called delete status that call the delete student method and pass in what? This delete ID. So what if delete status, that is if it's correct, if it's true, then print out this. If it's not true, then we print out this. So that's about the methods. This is about the cases in this switch block. And then we have sort. We just call the sort method and we close the program. So that's about the main method of this program. And so that's about it. So I'm going to, and we're going to see the execution of this program, how it looks like. So um, this is the student file that we talked about earlier. And so, as you can see, the data fields, the constructor, and the getter and setter methods. So right now we are interested in seeing how the program works. And so I'm going to run this program. It takes a while to execute. Okay. So our program is running. In a few seconds, we can see. Okay, so it's building. Yeah, can see that. Starting the main. All right, here we go. We have our program. It's ready. So we have the following. Exit. So, okay, so here we are. So I'm going to tap 1 to add. Enter student ID 100. Enter student name, Matt. Enter student age, is 23. Enter student marks, score 50. So he has been added. If you look at it, you see that student has been added successfully. Yeah. So I'm going to move back to the first instance. So math has been added successfully. Where is it? Yes. Yes, it. Yeah. Math has been entered successfully. The next one is to view. So if I click on view, I will see math detail has been there. And then 3, search. So to search, I just have to type in the ID, and I have the ID, which is Mart ID. So that's about it. Thank you so much for um, going through this project walkthrough.